Today, we're gonna learn the difference between formulas and equations. The first step to understand the difference between formulas and equations is to know what is a formula. A formula is nothing more than a collection of symbols arranged so that it follows certain rules. A formula is a collection of symbols that follow certain rules.
This definition of formula comes from mathematical logic, and it is very important in the most abstract areas of mathematics. Notice that in this definition, there is no mentioning about the underlying concept we're trying to study. There is no deeper meaning behind the notion of a formula. This is important because a formula is an abstract concept. Let's see an example. Your IP address is a formula. The symbols for an IP address are nothing more than numbers and dots. An IP address looks like this: 4 numbers separated by dots. Now the rules of an IP address is that these numbers have to be between 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 255. Those are the rules of an IP address, nothing more. For example, 0.255.255.0 is a valid IP address. 192.168.255.255 is another valid IP address. If we have 500.0.0.0, that will not be a valid IP address because one of the numbers is bigger than 255. Notice that in this example, we don't need to know anything about the Internet Protocol. We don't need to know what these numbers represent. We don't need to know what they mean. And this is why formulas are so useful in the most abstract areas of mathematics. And now we can understand what an equation really is. An equation is nothing more than a formula that has an equal symbol. Remember that a formula is just a collection of symbols following certain rules. In the case of an equation, our rules will be the rules of mathematical arithmetic. In particular, if we have an equation that looks something like this, 7 square root plus 5 equals square root, this will not be a valid equation because it is not a valid formula of arithmetic. Notice that square root plus violates the rules of arithmetic, and a square root without a number is also another violation of the rules of arithmetic. Therefore, this will not be a valid equation. Now let's see another example of formulas. Take as symbols the ABC, just letters, capital letters, lowercase letters. We don't have mathematical symbols in these formulas. And what would be the rules? Let's just have no rules, so we can have any collection of letters. What formula will that give us? The formulas will just be a word, any type of word. And yes, that means that words are formulas. Now we can go one step further. We can take as symbols words themselves. And what about the rules? Well, no rules. Any collection of words will be a valid formula. And that will give us any sentence. So yes, sentences will be also formulas. There will be formulas which are made of formulas.
So written words are formulas. But what other formulas can we have? It seems that everything that codes information will be a formula. Your phone number will be a formula. Your postal code will also be a formula. But we can go even further. Consider musical symbols. And we can arrange those symbols following the rules of written music. A formula for that will be a score for a classical piece on the piano, on the violin, or a score for an orchestra. That will mean that the most complex formulas you have seen in your entire life do not come from classes of mathematics or physics. They don't come from movies about scientists or chemists. They come from art, literature, and music.